Hello, my name's Mary, and I'm coming to you from the children's room of the Portland Public Library in Portland, Maine. Today, I have a story about rabbit and monkey. Now, some people would say that rabbit and monkey have bad habits because one twitches and one scratches. Now, some of you may have noticed when you see a monkey that their little nose will kind of twitch all over, and monkeys sometimes do scratch. But is it a bad habit? Well, in this story, it kind of seems that way. Now, I bet none of you have bad habits. I bet that none of you bite your nails, or watch too much TV, or play too many video games. See, all of these things can be bad habits. They're things you just get so used to doing that it's just part of what you do every day. And it's not always a good thing. Well, here's a story called How to Break a Bad Habit. Now, Rabbit and Monkey were sitting and talking one day. And as they were talking to one another, Rabbit twitched its nose, and then Monkey scratched his back, and then Rabbit twitched one ear, and then Monkey scratched his arm, and then Rabbit twitched his other ear, and Monkey scratched his head, and he said, "Stop it! Stop it! You have a very, very bad habit of twitching. You twitch your nose, you twitch your ears, you just twitch, twitch, twitch. You have a bad habit." What? I have a bad habit? Look at you! All you do is scratch. You scratch your head, you scratch your back, you scratch your leg, you scratch your arm, scratch, 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 scratch. You have a bad habit. Well, I could stop any time I wanted to. So could I? Tell you what, said Monkey. Let's have a contest. The first one to twitch or scratch will lose. So, what do you say? All right, said Rabbit. All right, just a sec, though. And he twitched his nose, and he twitched his ears. And while he was doing that, Monkey scratched his head, he scratched his back, and scratched his arm, he scratched his leg. And then they both looked at each other, and they shook. And the Monkey said, "We're going to begin as soon as I say go." They stared at each other. "All right," said Monkey, "go." Rabbit just sat there. Monkey just sat there. No one twitched. No one scratched. It was very, very hard. "Hey, I have an idea," said Rabbit. "How about if we tell stories? I mean, we're just staring at each other, so we may as well do something. I'll go first. Just yesterday, I was walking down by the marsh, and I was just minding my own business, walking along, when all of a sudden a mosquito came and bit me right there." And he twitched his nose to show where. And then a whole bunch of mosquitoes came, and one landed on my ear, and he twitched his ear to show where. And another one landed on my other ear, and he twitched his ear to show where. And he kept talking about the mosquitoes, and he twitched his nose, and he twitched his ears, and Monkey caught on real fast. "Hey, that's a good idea, stories. It's my turn to tell now. All right, just yesterday, I was walking into town, and I was minding my own business, just marching down the road, when all of a sudden some boys saw me, and they picked up rocks and started throwing them at me. One threw a rock and it hit me in the back. And Monkey scratched his back. And another one hit me in the arm. And he scratched his arm. And another one hit me in the leg and he scratched his leg. And another one hit me on top of the head and he scratched his head. Oh, I give up, said Rabbit. Me too, said Monkey. Rabbit and Monkey began to laugh. They laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed. And Rabbit twitched his nose, and Monkey scratched his head. And they said, after all, it's very hard to break a bad habit. And that's the story of how to break a bad habit. So I'm Mary, and I'm coming to you from the children's room of the Portland Public Library in Portland, Maine. And until next time, bye-bye.